So through psychological and dietitian's perspective, we dive into the deeper parts and help them to overcome the overall aspect of how to do the weight loss. See, people come, but they don't know actually what's happening in their life. Is it really about weight loss? Is it about other issues, like are they depressed, or they have like sleep issues, or they have day-to-day life stress issues? So addressing all these things will help them to understand how to maintain their weight or lose their weight and have a healthier life. So understanding yourself is the core to like developing and also becoming a better version of yourself.
Welcome to Timeline Conversation. ഇന്ന് നമ്മോടൊപ്പമുള്ള ഗസ്റ്റ് കിംസ് ശ്രീചന്ദ് കണ്ണൂർ ഹോസ്പിറ്റലിലുള്ള സൈക്കോളജിസ്റ്റ് നുസ്രത്ത് മാമാണ്.
Yes, hi.
വെൽക്കം.
Hi.
വെയിറ്റ് ലോസ് ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റിലാണ് മാം വർക്ക്
Yes,
ചെയ്യുന്നത്.
currently I'm located in the weight loss department of KIMS Sreechand.
ഓക്കെ. വെയിറ്റ് ലോസ് ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റിൽ എന്താണ് കൗൺസിലിങ്ങിന്റെ സാധ്യത?
Counseling for most people will come here for like a lot of like obesity related issues or generally not able to reduce the weight itself. So here we mostly focus on how to do the weight loss, which comes under the dietitian's part, and also like the overall mental well-being, like are they able to cope with the entire diet patterns, are they going through any mental stress, or they have any other like underlying conditions which have not been found yet. So through psychological and dietitian's perspective, we dive into the deeper parts and help them to overcome the overall aspect of how to do the weight loss.
And they are doing one-day surgery also for reducing the weight.
Yeah.
So that time they are reducing in the intake also.
That all comes under the surgical part, which Devraj sir is mostly allocated with. So I and the dietitian team will work together in the beginning for overall assessment and the other stuff, and then we lead them to which part will be better for them.
No, that patients suddenly changing their lifestyle.
Yeah.
So they need the counseling.
Yes, they do need the counseling. So in that counseling process, we first introduce them to all the different aspects of their life itself. So mostly people come, but they don't know actually what's happening in their life. Is it really about weight loss? Is it about other issues, like are they depressed, or they have like sleep issues, or they have day-to-day life stress issues? So addressing all these things will help them to understand how to maintain their weight or lose their weight and have a healthier lifestyle. So overall mental well-being as well as their weight comes into that.
ഓക്കെ. ആൻഡ് അവരെ ലൈഫ് സ്റ്റൈല് മെയിൻറ്റെയിൻ ചെയ്യുന്നതിൽ എന്തൊക്കെ തരത്തിലുള്ള ഹെൽപ്പ് ആൻഡ് സപ്പോർട്ട് യു ആർ ഗിവിങ്?
So ആദ്യം ഫസ്റ്റ് വന്നപാട് we will give them like an overall like counseling session. So I will be dealing with the counseling part where I'll go through overall their history of like how have they been, if they have any other issues, dealing with their emotional struggles and opening about it. So mostly വന്നപാട് ആൾക്കാർക്ക് തുറന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റൂല. കുറേ കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഇങ്ങനെ പറയാനായിട്ട് വരും, പക്ഷെ പറയുമ്പോൾ ഒരു ഹെസിറ്റേഷൻ ഉണ്ടാവും. തുറന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റുമോ, ആൾക്കാർ ജഡ്ജ് ചെയ്യോ, ഇപ്പം വെയിറ്റ് ആയിക്കോട്ടെ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മെന്റൽ ഇഷ്യൂ ആയിക്കോട്ടെ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഫാമിലി ഇഷ്യൂ ആയിക്കോട്ടെ, ഏത് കാര്യമായാലും തുറന്ന് പറയാൻ ഒരു ഹെസിറ്റേഷൻ എന്തായാലും ആദ്യം ഉണ്ടാവും. അപ്പം ഒരു റാപ്പോ ബിൽഡ് ആക്കണം. ആദ്യം ഒരു റാപ്പോ ബിൽഡാക്കി അവർ കംഫർട്ടബിൾ ആയ ഒരു പൊസിഷനിൽ കൊണ്ടുവന്നിട്ട് എന്നിട്ട് അവരുടെ ഒരു ഇന്ററാക്റ്റീവ് സെഷൻ പോലെ കൊണ്ടുപോകുമ്പോൾ they itself will tell, okay, this is exactly what my problem is, so I have to focus on it. So you make a goal and then you help them to achieve those goals. So that is mainly an important task, because എല്ലാവരും വരും, they'll say, okay, we'll follow through it, we'll do all this, like whatever you're telling us, we'll do it. But at the end of the day, it's too much for them. Like they'll be like, okay, maybe I'll follow through next week or after the next week. So helping them to navigate it, also to follow through. So we will help them through like calling them, doing follow-up sessions and helping them through WhatsApp groups and stuff and all. So they'll be able to like keep up with the sessions, also keep up with their own like routine stuff that's given to them.
And children's also coming.
Children's, yeah.
Then how it's managing?
So when the parents bring out the child in here for the overall weight sessions or even for the aspects of mental health and their growth issues, so having a very interactive session for the child and the parent is important. So as a psychologist, we will help the child and the parent together navigate through the process, because once you teach child everything that's required for like even like weight loss or like habit formations, once they go back to home, following through it is very difficult for them. So the parents have to take the key role of guiding them through all these process. So teaching the parents comes in like the priority list for us. So helping the parents like what are the important things that you should do in your home, what are the food habits that you should teach them, and how to like introduce new food and like new habits to the child to have a very like healthy lifestyle. So yeah, that's one important aspect.
ഇപ്പോഴുള്ള കുട്ടികളിൽ നമ്മൾ കണ്ടുവരുന്നത് അവർ ഫിസിക്കൽ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് വളരെ കുറവാണ്.
Yeah.
ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ അത്തരം ഫിസിക്കൽ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് ഇല്ലാത്തത് കൊണ്ട് തന്നെ കുട്ടികളിലും ഈ ഒബേസിറ്റി കണ്ടുവരുന്നുണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഗെയിമിങ്, സോഷ്യൽ മീഡിയ ഇൻഫ്ലുവൻസ്, ഇതൊക്കെ വരുമ്പം ആ കുട്ടികളെ ഏത് തരത്തിലാണ് നമുക്ക് കൗൺസിലിങ്ങിലൂടെ തിരിച്ചു കൊണ്ടുവരാം? എന്തൊക്കെ തെറാപ്പികളാണ് അവർക്ക് കൊടുക്കുക?
കുട്ടികൾ അധികമായിട്ടും ഇന്നത്തെ കാലത്ത് ദേ മോസ്റ്റ്ലി ഡു എ ലോട്ട് ഓഫ് വീഡിയോ ഗെയിംസ്. സോ പുറത്തിറങ്ങി കളിക്കാതെ അധികവും mostly in the phones and like in your laptops and all these things. So helping them to go back to the ground or go back to that like childhood environment is very important. For that we need to encourage them to have like this play groups, like other children are being interactive with them. So when the child is in out of touch with other children, if they're not interacting with other children or if they're not being a part of that like play community, so it becomes very difficult for them to play on their own. So once you bring out that like community and all the children come together and play together, that will help them to like encourage them to be more effective in that part. So yeah, that will.
But they have already their community in social media also.
Yeah,
okay.
true.
They want that only. Then what can do?
So slowly like talk about like these reinforcement methods where you slowly try to help them build these good habits of like, okay, if you do a certain like good habit, you will be rewarded for that. And through like slowly like removing certain things from their life and to introduce new things through all this process, you can like form a good habit and also like encourage them to play in like റിയൽ ലൈഫ് സെറ്റിങ്സ്, പുറത്ത് പോയി കളിക്കാനും, ഇപ്പം ഫുട്ബോൾ ആയിക്കോട്ടെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ക്രിക്കറ്റ് ആയിക്കോട്ടെ, എങ്ങനത്തെ ഗെയിംസ് ആണെങ്കിലും ജസ്റ്റ് ലൈക്ക് നോർമൽ ഫൺ ഗെയിംസ് ദാറ്റ് യൂസ് ടു പ്ലേ ഇൻ ചൈൽഡ്ഹുഡ്, that will be encouraged.
ഇപ്പൊ പറഞ്ഞതുപോലെ ന്യൂ ടെക്നോളജി, ന്യൂ ഗെയിമിംഗ് ഒക്കെയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ കൊടുക്കുന്ന തെറാപ്പിയിലുള്ളതെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ചിലപ്പം സ്പെല്ലിംഗ് വെച്ചിട്ടുള്ള കറക്ഷൻസ് ആയിരിക്കും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പിക്ചേഴ്സ് വെച്ചിട്ടുള്ള. പക്ഷെ അത് അവർക്ക് കാണുമ്പോൾ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഔട്ട്ഡേറ്റഡ്. ഓക്കെ, ദേ ഡോണ്ട് വാണ്ട് ദാറ്റ്. So that time what you are doing?
So ippam kuttiyalku adhigam if you just show them picture cards or just this, they'll be like, okay, it's very boring thing. We do it almost every single day in our school also, like all this picture constructions and stuff and all. So we bring out more like interactive, more like sensory induced like plays, like following through patterns, which more like interactive environment. You draw things on the ground and tell them to do it through that route. So it's there are different methods and techniques which you can introduce into their daily life, and which is also like sensory stimulations, not just being like a direct board and teaching or just pictures and like all, not only just like musics. Other than that, you can introduce through different sensory modes, like multiple sensory stuff induced, and you just work it out with that way.
And these types of gaming and play will cause the ADHD, hyperactivism.
Yeah, it's mostly you can see parents കൂട്ടിട്ട് വരുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ they are telling like, he's very much in, like always into the phone, he's not focusing on anything, he's not eating the food without the phone also. So അങ്ങനത്തെ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ കൊണ്ടുവരുമ്പോൾ first thing we teach the parents to be very patient with them and not to like suddenly be very aggressive, because parents don't know how to react to the children, so they act like in a way. So okay, suddenly removing it from their life. So like slowly you progress through removing it, like giving them different tasks or giving them something that is more interesting than just the phone. Beginning, it's going to be very difficult for the child to accept that matter. They're going to throw a lot of tantrum and they be like, okay, I'm not going to do it, I'm going to do something more annoying than this. So they go totally a different path. So bringing them back and helping them with different activities, also teaching the parents to how to introduce these activities into your life will be the setting ground for that part.
And the teachers also important role in.
Yes, the school, parents, also the friend groups, everything is very important for a growing child.
സാധാരണ ഈ ഒബേസ് പീപ്പിൾ ഫേസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന മെന്റൽ ഇഷ്യൂസ് എന്തൊക്കെയാണ്?
So when normally people come here with the issues of obesity, they mainly have issues with their own self-image. They have very like, why am I so like, I'm not looking very fit, I don't fit into the like images of other people, and I have a lot of like self-criticism, also criticism from people other than myself and the family also. So they have to go through a lot of like this stress, also like navigating through the stress and not able to cope with it. So eventually they go into a cycle of like criticizing themselves and not having to do anything more effective and to overcome that situation. So that's when the psychologist will come and help them out in figuring out how do you like cope with the entire situation, also helping them to teaching them techniques which will help them in coping the stress. Not only stress, it's also like overeating sometimes happens, and they have very low moods because of their obesity itself. So teaching them certain techniques like cognitive restructuring, also helping them to overcome those thoughts, because certain thoughts lead to certain behaviors. If they always always have this negative thoughts going inside their head, they're not going to overcome their real life problems. So helping them to like understand that thought and change those thoughts in order to change a behavior. So if thought is not changed, then the behavior is not going to change. So through this method, we can actually overcome negative thought process and lead them to a more positive behavior in their life.
If we are in this process, we can't control in the menstruation time.
Yeah.
Okay, then some people have the late night craving also.
Yeah.
So how it's managed?
So each individual has a very different eating pattern. So one individual will be very like prone to eating more, the other individual will be like more like they won't even eat anything, but still they'll be gaining a lot of weight. So depending on individual and their mental health state, we will come up with a very comprehensive counseling method, also teaching of different techniques and other things to include in that.
If late night craving
Yeah, late night
sometime
cravings.
and this menstrual period also we can't control.
Yeah.
Actually, there is a hormonal imbalance.
Yes.
So that period, how can it's managed?
So during all these hormonal imbalance, they always have mood swings, a lot of like ups and downs. Suddenly they're feeling very like okay, and I'm gonna do everything, and suddenly they have this low mood where they're like, I can't do it anymore, I'm not able to do what I used to do, I feel very sleepy, or I feel very tired or exhausted. So mostly during these periods, they need to take it slow and be like patient on themselves, and not to like pressurize to like, okay, I have to do it, or okay, I have to finish this task which is already given to me. So taking it slow and steady will help them out, and also to understanding their own thought processes and navigating through it will also like help them.
And how to develop the mental well-being?
Mental well-being, it's all about to help them in overall mental well-being. It's important to have like a lot of self-introspection. So understanding yourself is the core to like developing and also becoming a better version of yourself. So introspecting yourself at the end of the day and analyzing what helped me today and what did not help me today, what caused me more stress and what did not cause me stress, and I feel okay with it. So all these different thoughts and noting them down, or just like having an introspection of them, will help you to understand tomorrow what I might do, or tomorrow how I can cope with this environment. So yeah, that will help them as an overall.
It means എല്ലാ ഓരോരുത്തർക്കും അവരവരുടേതായ ഒരു time, they want their own time.
Yeah.
So everybody don't have that time.
Yeah, so taking your time and being at your own space and then navigating through it is very important, because nobody knows you better than yourself. So you have to know yourself before trying to like figure out anything else in this world. So taking your own time for yourself and then moving forward will help them out in order to look at the greater picture.
And then what is the 1, 2, 3 process?
The process, it's more like a first take a seat, then go through the events more like in a sequential order, like okay, this happened, okay, this made me feel good, I think this is very productive and this is not so very productive, and noting them down will help me, okay, if I do this I might excel in it, if I try to reduce my time in this segment then I might. So it's more like managing your stress and managing your entire like daily routines to be more productive and be more effective, and that will reduce your stress, because mostly people stress because they think they don't have time and they're not able to finish things. So once they understand the part of like how do I completely manage my time and how do I utilize it effectively, the stress will automatically reduce, because they know, okay, now I have time, now I can think about things that I want to, and I have a lot more like ground to grow on and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you, Nuzrath ma'am.
Thank you.